Bro Looch.
Live in the building.
Yo, DJ!
That's how we do it.
You're in the mix.
You're in the mix with Not For The Weak Pod.
Welcome to commercial-free radio.
It's not radio, dumbass.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise.
On the troll.
This show will begin now.
That's wild, bro. You peeped the Diddy shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just watched it.
My nigga, let me tell you something. If you remember that day we created that one song, Him, History in the H-I-M. You took me to Louis. That's when we were talking about the
Right.
If Louis would have told me, yo, the booth is in the bathroom, or we setting up in the bathroom,
Right.
it would have been like don't niggas shit in here, bro. Don't the bathroom is sacred, bro.
Hey man, those are the hood fucking studios, my nigga. Shit, I remember that this one time I was at somebody's fucking crib, and the booth was in the closet, my nigga.
No, I get that. We've done those. We've done it where it was in the kitchen. But when a grown man says, yo, let's take this to the bathroom, like as a group.
Hey, man, that's what you gotta do, bro.
All right. So all right, bam. Nobody said, yo, that was weird. That's red flag number one. Like, why don't you feel that's weird? Once a nigga starts getting butt naked and shit, where do you be like, all right, my nigga, I'm gonna let you do you. You let me know when you done. We gonna continue this session afterwards.
Yeah.
Why does it get to a point where, and I'm hearing a lot of stories with these Diddy situations where it's like, basically these motherfuckers was like, they knew what they were getting into, bro. Like, a lot of these motherfuckers knew what they were getting into. It was just the nostalgia that it was Diddy. So niggas let a lot of shit rock. And as soon as somebody spoke up, everybody was like, me too. It was okay when you was take that, nigga. Like, why is this happening, bro? Is it right to happen?
Again, when you're in the presence of somebody of that, like, fucking, stature, you probably at that moment in time don't think it's wrong. You just think that's just what you have to do to be around certain people like that. You know what I mean? And you're pretty much an adult, and you could make a fucking choice and a fucking decision to not be in that spot like that moment, So that's why I really don't take it like to heart when all these people are coming out now 20 or 30 years later. Oh, I was abused 20, 30 years ago. Nigga, you should have said it back then, bro. You should have said it back then. You should have said it back then. Now you're coming out 20 or 30 years just because another person, just came out with a lawsuit and they got a bag. So you're like, oh, chill. The same shit like fucking happened to me. All right, yo, like I feel abused and I had trauma for 20, 30 years and like fucking now I want back. Get the fuck out of here.
Do you feel like this is all happening just because like this generation is too in tune with their feelings? Because like just think about this. Like, think about when we were growing up, bro. We used to get our ass beat for crying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna come out right now and just do a lawsuit on like my mom because she
Every
spanked
nigga
me
got
like
a
fucking
lawsuit on
20
their mother
or
right
fucking
now.
30 years ago. Come on, bro. Come on.
I got
Come
hit
on.
with slippers, extension cords,
That's what I'm
broomsticks.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on. Stop it, guys. Stop it. Stop it. But
Hey, yo, bro,
you know,
and that type of trauma was not like comedians made jokes about. I never forget Mike Epps was like, teenage girls and they mother be at war. Like she'd be like, say something again before I knock your head between the dresser and dryer. Like, yo, bro. Because it was true. Like, yo, bro, my sisters used to get their ass beat
yeah.
but not washing the dishes and shit. That was just a normal fucking thing. Like, but nowadays it's like, the fucking parent is their friend, like their inconvenient friend.
I mean, listen, hey, like I get it. If you was abused and you know, I'm sorry that ever happened to like anybody, but I'm just saying, like, if it was such a big thing, you should have said it at that time, not wait 20 or 30 years. Right. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to get it twisted. Like, if I don't give a fuck. That's not what I'm saying. Like,
I want to ask you this real quick, and this is just for content purposes. Did you grow up like how me and Luch grew up? We grew up poor, but we had everything, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't like my mom's and dad made it happen, bro. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know how niggas grew up, but we grew up where it was like it was fucked up, but we really didn't notice it because it was like it was what it was.
I was happy. I was, I never really noticed none of that. But when I was like 12ish, like my dad, he pushed me like to work and to get my own money. Because of course I was growing up and wanted, expensive stuff, and he was like, well, I can't really give it to you, but if you want it, you could work for it. So
how do you feel like would your kids be able to survive your childhood?
No.
How do you put it to where they're not spoiled and they have a respect for you, or they are spoiled? Because I know they're spoiled. Where you spoil your kids and they still have the respect for you? Like, it's so hard.
That's a challenge every day, even to this day, because you want to give them everything that you never had or whatever, but then you have to kind of put it to like so they could see like how hard it is, like, for you to work every day and to wake up early to commute, you know what I'm saying, and you try to instill like those values that you have to wake up early, you have to be the best person in the room, and you have to really show them more than tell them, you know what I'm saying? So they have to kind of like follow like your lead. And I'm not a perfect parent. I'm still learning each and every day. Each child is different in their own way, so you kind of have to talk to them in a different manner. It's a challenge for them. It's a challenge for me too. So it's like we all learning all like together. You know what I mean? But definitely I try to instill all my morals and values that was taught like to me by like my parents, and I try to show them and teach them like the same, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's a different time now. It's 2025 and I'm learning, and like I learned like the values of when my parents were in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s. You know what I'm saying? So, but like the most important thing is is to love and to respect. That's the bottom line.
You're a Navy dad, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it should be mandatory that kids should go through a boot camp stage as soon as they hit a teen?
Well,
Like
with
literally jail type shit, because that's what boot camp is jail. Like, do you think that disciplinary, like, as soon as you become a young adult, your adolescent stage, you should go to jail? And I don't want to call it boot camp. I want you to go to, as a teenager, these niggas need to go to jail.
all right. Nobody in my family has ever served, so it was a surprise, like, to me, when my daughter came to me and was like, "Dad, I'm thinking of going to the Navy," and I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to discourage her, so I was like, "All right. If that's what you want to do, I support you. Let's go up to the office and see what they're talking about." You know what I mean? And she was poised to do it. She was determined, like, to do it. I mean, of course, I didn't want her to do it, but I never told her that I didn't want her to do it. I wanted her to pursue, like, whatever she wanted to. And my daughter, that time, she was just a regular young girl, you know what I'm saying? And once she went to the Navy, she went through the boot camp, and she would write, like, letters, like, to me, because, of course, like, during the boot camp, I can't call her, I can't do none of that, so I don't know what's happening. So me as a parent, I'm going nuts. Like, what are you doing to my daughter?
Right.
You know what I mean? So and she wrote me a letter one time. She was like, "Dad, I this is hard. I can't pass this diving and swimming. I've never swam before." And she was at the point that she just wanted, like, to give up. And and then she wrote me another letter, and then she was like, "Dad, I passed, I did it," and so she learned, like, right then and there, that she can't quit, and just not quit, like, like boot camp, just not quit in life. You know what I'm saying? So yes, man, I think that changes a person's and their outlook in life. You know what I'm saying? And I think by going to boot camp is a big tool to really shape you up. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, since that time, like, my daughter has been a boss bitch since then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's made her own moves. She's got her own cars. She's done everything by herself.
Right.
So yeah, man, I think that really shapes you as a young adult to become an adult. You know what I mean? So again, I never went to the service, but I commend her and I respect her on another level, because she went through that and she did it, and she got to retire, like, from the Navy. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So
Beautiful. I say that because I don't know if you knew, but when I was with you, bro, I didn't know how to read. But God, did not know how to read. I had maybe like a third grade level reading level, and it, you know what I mean? I didn't know anything but just go to my job, clock in, do it, and that was it. You know what I mean? When I went to jail, it forced me into situations where it was like, on the streets, I'll play it this way. But when your back's against the wall, and you're in these situations. The same thing with your daughter, where she's in survival mode and she has to do this. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna survive this? You know what I mean? And me reading, it pushed me to where it was like there's nothing else to do. I don't have no phone. I don't have nothing else to occupy my mind. I gotta do these push-ups because there's nothing else to do. I'm gonna read this book that is about two white people having sex in a snowstorm. That I would never read this book, and there's 17 pages missing in the 16th chapter. But it forced me. After that book, I read more books. Then I read more books. Then I started working out. Then it put my mind to where every day I wanted to go home. I missed my birthday. There was days where I tried to call you, I tried to call D, I tried to call everybody and their mother. Nobody picked up. Nobody was able to be there. Nobody knew I was locked up for 6 months. Niggas, I couldn't get in. Yeah, bro, 6 months, no commissary, no calls, no visits, no nothing. That shit will break somebody. But when you in those positions where it's like you gotta teach yourself, we take the iPads away, we put a little bit of struggle in your life, because you could give your kid everything. You could seclude your daughters, you could seclude your sons, and they still gonna be whatever the society wants them to be, because they just in there. When I went to jail, you could be a certain type of nigga, and when you come out, you can have an excuse or you gonna make a way. Those are the two type of niggas when you go to jail. When you go to the service, it's the same thing. Either you gonna make an excuse and you gonna quit, or you gonna make this way and you gonna make this connection. So that's why I felt like at some point these teenagers need to go to jail, boot camp, service, or whatever. Like, we need to open up the enrollments and let these niggas have the scare of going to war, bro. Niggas want to kill each other? Go kill a motherfucker that's threatening everybody, bro. Like, we need to have that order stored, bro.
Which these kids right now are soft. They soft.
Too soft, bro.
They soft.
Let me tell you something. If I was a terrorist, bro, I'd just knock out y'all niggas Wi-Fi, bro. It's over. I won.
Yeah, it'll be over. It'll be over quick.
And niggas don't know what to do, my nigga. If you was born in 2020, if you was born in 2020, if you was born in 2010, it's over for you, my nigga. Like this is we're relying on the nerds, the niggas we used to beat up and thought was weird. We relying on those niggas, and those are the only niggas around now. You know what I mean? Like, everybody a tough guy.